Hi everyone, thank you for checking out my virtual helps session for adults, meaning parents, siblings, grandparents, guardians, step parents, whatever adults out there who are trying to help their kids figure this whole thing out. This video is for you to help them, or if you're a student who is still kind of struggling with how to navigate things, this video is for you too. If you truly are not understanding this platform, this is my quick little video for my science class. It may help you in other classes as well. It doesn't hurt. But I'm here to try to help you with some of the common troubleshooting issues that I'm seeing with parents and how to best assist your child or the child you're assisting, or if you're a student, to help yourself. So here we go. Let's jump right on into it. Okay, so when you come into teams, you chose Davis 8th grade science. Okay, how I got here, here are all the teams that I personally am a part of. A few. Your kid is going to be their 6 classes. Okay, so we're going to go right into science. It's going to look a little bit different for you. It's going to go right to the post page. If it looks different on your end, I don't know. I'm assuming it all looks the same. Okay. One of my big things that I tell kids is this isn't where you take attendance. That's the first thing kids want to do. You'll notice if I go up here, and again, this is all public. Everyone can see this. Yeah, see, it's a lot. Here's me adding students. I don't know if you guys can see that. But hey, I'm here, third here. This is unfortunately not where you take attendance. That's okay. I completely understand why that would be a common misconception, that you post and say that you're here. Great. I appreciate kids doing that. Gold star. But unfortunately for this class, that's not how you get your attendance taken. That's really hard, as you can see, for me to weed through and figure out, all that. All right. One of my biggest things is, because this is the first thing that does pop up, what I recommend is you go down and look for these important things, like, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. I will catch on to kids having questions in the morning, and I will make posts like this, because if I've got one kid asking and then 3 kids, it's kind of like the coronavirus. All of a sudden one person has it and then 40 people have it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm noticing a common question or troubleshooting, I will make a group post to help everybody out going forward. So if you come in the morning, you might be a guinea pig and you don't get to see this right away. If you're coming in later in the afternoon or evening, keep an eye out for these. All right, so for example, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. Question and answer, where's that? How do I get to the class notebook? All that stuff is there for you. Okay, I'm going to go into that as well. And if you go down, I've asked students, it also tells you when there's assignments on here, so you can click and view it. It'll take you right to this page. And then I tried not to come across rude, but I asked students to please stop posting. I try to keep it fun and upbeat because it does flood my feed. So if you're a parent or you have a question and you're working with your child, you can message me. It's pretty easy. Or they can reply. Okay, so let's say they want to add a little gift to this. They want to be silly and join the conversation, especially this one down here. Where I tell them how awesome they are and I'm proud of them. Okay, they hit reply, not this start a new conversation. I will say this is okay to use if it's after my office hours and your child or you're a student and you're struggling and you want to ask the group a question like, hey guys, I'm struggling here. I am totally for students helping each other out, and that is a completely appropriate use of it. But to say, hey, I'm here, hi y'all, what's up? That it floods the feed. But if it's a true, hey, I need help, that's completely fine. I would never yell at a student for that. Yell. I'm doing air bunny quotes over here. I would never be upset if a student did that. So you just make sure that they're hitting reply and not start a new conversation unless you need help. And I encourage it. I want them to post their memes, emojis. I want to make this fun as possible. Totally say that. The other thing too I want to point out is if you at all receive a response from me and it seems like very short and quick, there's no hi, hey, how you doing? There's none of that, email etiquette to it. Please don't assume that, I'm angry or annoyed with you or trying to push you on to the next thing. I am trying to multitask, sometimes multiple students, parents, emails, teachers, all at once. I'm trying to get, doing troubleshooting on my end as well. So please don't assume that because it's a quick response, it's a response that doesn't have any care to it. I do want to respond to you as quickly as I can, even if that means it's got to be a short little yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever it is. We got to keep on cruising. Okay. So the next big thing. Okay, so you see the post, you're seeing updates. All right, what view assignments. Okay, before we jump into that, here are your tabs on the top. Okay, you have files. Just go by it through them one by one. Class materials. Okay, here's my PowerPoint. There's a PDF version and there is PowerPoint, depending on what your technology situation is. Academic dishonesty. And then I have Envision e-text downloads. So when they're doing Envision, and I'll show you this, it'll ask for downloads. They actually, yes, they're asking them to do an activity. I don't expect them to do it, but they're basically workbook pages that have definitions, and it's an additional resource for students. So if they're struggling with an Envision assignment, let me pull one up really quick. Okay, so here's an example of what I'm talking about. So they're doing their e-text. This is the lesson 1. They're doing their e-text, and it says to download. It's going to pop up one of those resources. I've told students that if it asks you to download an assignment, you don't have to do what it's asking because they can't submit it to me. It's too complicated right now to try to figure out how they sent me that stuff. It's just a mess. I want to try to keep everything as electronic as possible and as simple as possible for all parties. So if it says download, I tell students to download it because it will give them actual textbook pages that might have definitions or clarification on things. So it's an additional resource. If they decide not to download it, but they need it, it's under files. So everything is available to them 24/7. Just want to clarify. Okay, that's what these are. E-text, it's for the next 3 lessons that we're doing this week. It's all there for you, even ahead, so they can get those resources early. Okay, next is class notebook. Okay, after post, they really should go to class notebook. Okay, kind of daily reminders. Here's a link. I post this, I feel like, so much. Here are the links for the videos for each day. I'm posting mine onto YouTube. It's just easier. I can't think of one kid that can't use YouTube. You can even do it on your phone. If you can't use these links, the links are the name of the video. So you can just, on your phone, type it into YouTube Mrs.Davis virtual class. It'll pop up and you pick the day. It's really that easy. Kids just need to be a little bit patient with it. Okay. The other thing I want to point out is here's troubleshooting. If you're a kid or your kid is struggling with Clever, here's troubleshooting. Here's what you should be doing. This is troubleshooting just for Clever and Envision. It's not troubleshooting for Teams. I'm still learning that, and I might update this later, but I think we're all working out the kinks on our own. Okay, so this is everything they can see. My office hours, I will tell you, might change daily. I might be available just only in the afternoon if I get a lot of hits, so just keep an eye out for that. But this is like an update. Okay, and next is assignments. Okay, so if we go into assignments, one second, it's going to look different for you. Hold on one second. Okay, this is what the student would see for assignment for me. I have the link for the daily video. Okay, what's expected, step by step what to do, step by step. Okay, so where students and parents probably get confused is this is where they get their attendance. Once they have, mentally checked these all off, they then have to submit this as a part of their daily attendance. They have to turn this in. They don't add any resources to it. They just say that I'm done. Now, by telling me that it's done, they've basically done their own focus. They've done their own attendance. That's what this is. That's them doing their attendance. Their grade is an Envision. So where kids and parents are probably getting confused is you technically have to post and submit twice. Okay? When you go into Envision, which I'll do. This is just a preview version, but they're all done with their assignment. In this corner, I don't have it because I'm previewing it as a teacher, it'll say turn in all. Okay, it's a little black click. Okay, turn in all. If they haven't finished, if it doesn't say completed like this across, it's going to alert them and say it's not going to submit at all. They need to go back and troubleshoot what's going on. It might just be refreshing the page or switching browser. That's a big thing. Kids will email me or message me, hey, it's still showing in progress. Sometimes it just needs to load. You need to reset, maybe click out of it, click back in. You just kind of fiddle it with a little bit. It's very finicky. Or just, hey, just wing it and message me and say, hey, it said in progress, but I know I was done. I can go back in and check and look. If it's saying that one question was wrong, and let me figure that out. Just tell students, or if you are a student, just message me and let me know what's going on. If it's a constant thing, it's a computer issue and you're using the wrong browser. 95% of the time, it's the browser. The best browser to use for this is Firefox, and I hate to say it, Explorer. I hate Explorer, but Explorer works really well. Chrome, it can be a little finicky. Safari, I'm not as familiar with Safari, but in my experience, Explorer has worked the best. It glitches the least on Explorer for whatever reason. I'm shocked by that, but yeah. So once they click that little, at my end, imaginary turn in all, they will then go back and turn this in. Okay, so they've turned in their grade through Envision, and they've turned in their assignment and got their attendance taken for the day. I know it's an extra step. I know it seems tedious, but that's how this process works, and it takes them all of 30 seconds. If they can send a text message, they can do this. Okay, so last and not least, I do have a class PowerPoint that has additional resources on it, so I'm just going to show you that super, super quick. I know this is a long video. It's a lot to get through. I get it, but here. Okay, so it has an overview of kind of what to look out for. No USA test prep this week. Kids have been asking about that too, and it's posted like everywhere. No USA test prep. I have the whole week what's due. This is honestly what my classroom looks like. This is like what I would generally make in a classroom on a daily basis. So I really try to keep things just like if we were in school. You know, hey, we've always used Envision. We've always used USA test prep. We've used Nearpod. I'm going to test that out if we're going to be in this for a couple weeks. Mix it up a little bit because I know they don't like Envision. I know they don't, but it's the easiest thing. It's familiar. Everyone can access it. It's great. For now, we'll mix it up and have more fun stuff later. But here's the whole week. Here's what's expected. Great. Can't forget about academic dishonesty. Students know my expectations. Please really encourage them, not to copy and paste off of Google. That is they have the whole internet at their disposal. They can, and additional resources from me, they can do this. I'm not going to leave them just, here's your work, figure it out. You have the internet. Okay, the one beauty about science is there's tons of stuff on the internet for science. Tons. YouTube videos, so much information. It can be overwhelming how much information they can get for this class. Just don't copy and paste it. And also don't let them copy and paste off their friends because the system will tell me if they do. Okay, so as you can see, I've got extra videos to help them out as well. Khan Academy is great. It's really, like this, but just more instructional. And as you can see, I have one for lesson 2, part 2. And yes, they do have home learning that's due on Monday. It's an entire, there's no parts to it. It's just one big assignment. That's just to keep them on track, get them to do what they need to do, get them familiar with everything, and just get in the habit of school. There is a Prezi right here, notes for them to help with it, plus a video, plus the e-text. They have everything they could ever need to do this assignment. But if they are still struggling, please do not hesitate to message me. That's totally fine. I'm not going to be annoyed like, oh my God, I gave you all these resources and like you're still messaging me. No, because it's still confusing. Sometimes I can explain it a lot better than the internet can. Gold star to me. That's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so I'm sorry this video was almost 15 minutes long. I understand that's a lot to troubleshoot, but I think I've covered everything. I really appreciate every adult that is helping students out, and I appreciate students that have made it to the end of this video and have really worked on some of that troubleshooting. I hope this was beneficial. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or you need help with anything. Again, I hope this helped. I hope it helped. I hope it put some parents at ease. I know this is crazy, but every time I'm going to do something new, like if I introduce Nearpod or USA test prep, I'm going to make an instructional video for parents to help them be guided through this as well, because your kids are going to turn to you. You're basically homeschooling a little bit with a little guidance from us, but when they need questions answered, they're going to go to us and then their parent or their adult or their grown-up. So hopefully I'm helping parents support their kids better. Thank you guys so much again, and have a great rest of your day.